Dear brothers and sisters, the peace of God be with you. We want to share with you our testimony during the pandemic in Cuba, and through these words communicate not only our pain, but also that of our people. We want to keep our identity anonymous because we live under the rule of a dictatorial government where there is no freedom of expression, and publicly revealing our thoughts leads to repression. As a family, we must ensure the care of our children and parents, who depend on us for everything. Life in our country is difficult, and the economic situation has worsened during the COVID-19 pandemic. There is a total shortage of supplies in the shops, and to get into them, the people need to spend a lot of time to stand in long lines. There are not enough products for everybody. This situation has contributed to the people who work in the shops to steal items and then sell these things at higher prices to the people who cannot get into the shops. This means that the value of food and personal care products have reached as high as 3 times their original value. The government has taken disciplinary actions with such citizens, but it has not solved the real problem. If all the stores had enough products for everybody, the situation would not exist. During the pandemic, the government opened a particular kind of store with products that can be purchased only using currency that we have called CUC dollars. This is most difficult because Cubans earn their salaries in national currency, pesos, not CUC dollars. Only the people who have received dollars from their family from other countries can buy in these stores. These stores have better products than national currency stores. This situation has led to differences among social groups. Many families have been affected economically, as many people have been sent home from work. When schools and daycares were shut down, the working mothers needed to be at home taking care of their children. The government decided to pay only 60% of the basic salary. For example, today I am earning only 400 Cuban pesos per month, equivalent to $16. During the pandemic, medical consultants in hospitals were suspended. Only the oncology, hemodialysis, and emergency services are working, leaving those with other conditions that are also in pain unable to see medical professionals. For example, my husband suffered stomach problems for months with considerable weight loss, and he had no diagnosis, since some tests were stopped, such as endoscopy, and even to this day, he has not yet had a simple surgery on a lesion on his face. Perhaps a malignant nature, because the medical facilities for this type of surgery are closed. When the pandemic phase was declared, the government stopped public transport and the circulation of private cars that carry out the taxi service. Most people don't have vehicles, because the government does not allow the importation of vehicles. And when they do allow them, the cars are sold for exorbitant prices in stores. Accordingly, the elimination of the public transportation has resulted in many restrictions of mobility for many people, especially to go to a hospital or shops far from home. The sale of non-food items such as footwear and clothing, which are also necessary, was stopped. Right now, my daughter only owns 1 pair of shoes, not because we don't have the money to buy them, simply because the government decided they wouldn't be sold to avoid a lot of people in stores. At this moment, we are going through a critical situation. In our block, 3 people have been detected positive for COVID-19. The protocol followed by the Ministry of Public Health is to isolate the block for 15 days. That is, people who live in this block should not leave their home during this time to avoid possible infections. We don't disagree with these sanitary measures, but we believe if these measures are taken, the government must provide for the needs of the population, such as at least food and personal care products. We have now been in our house for a week, and they have only brought us bread, banana, yucca, sweet potato, papaya, pig paws, pig ribs with little meat, and a pig head, a pack of hot dogs and a pack of minced meat, 4 soaps and a toothpaste, no more. They have not brought to us the basic things that Cubans need to cook, such as garlic, chili, onion, tomato puree, beans, rice, chicken, eggs, oil, etc. We need more personal care products, such as detergent, shampoo, toilet paper. These products have been sold to us, and we have witnessed how some people have not been able to buy many of these things because their economic situation is precarious, and since they cannot work due to confinement, they do not have money. We have complained to some government representatives, but no responses yet. The majority of the people on the block haven't been screened for COVID-19. Including our family, only a small group of people have been tested with PCR, polymerase chain reaction testing. We know that these kind of diagnostic tests are expensive, but the use of them is the better choice for a correct screening and control of the pandemic. The media, controlled by the government, say that Cuba is going through a resurgence of the disease due to the wrong actions of the people regarding the incorrect use of the mask and the failure to respect social distancing measures. Although this may be partly true, in my opinion, the resurgence of the disease is due to, in the first months of the pandemic, not enough tests were being carried out. 2,000 daily tests throughout the whole country. And when the number of cases decreased, it seemed that the pandemic was under control in Cuba, but it wasn't true. We never had 0 cases. The government didn't investigate enough. These are some of the examples that show how difficult our situation is. If we could write about all the things, there would be enough information for an entire book. Our family trusts in God, and we have seen how God has provided for our needs. But we recognize that our people suffer from a great shortage of resources and are going through difficult times that have been further aggravated by the pandemic. We are convinced that God is in control of everything and that our suffering on earth will end when the Lord comes. May the Lord take care of you, and we would appreciate if you would keep praying for us. We love you in Christ. Blessings.